All right, Michael here to give you the latest on another update on what's going on out there in the weather community. So, what we have so far, severe thunderstorm watches in effect for areas like Jacksonville into Brunswick, east of Dothan, Alabama. These warnings and watches will continue. Well, this watch will continue all the way to 8 p.m., I think, from the National Weather Service. Let's see there. That'll continue until 10 p.m., actually. There'll be areas of Jacksonville, so you could expect we have some severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect. We're not expecting tornadoes with these storms at all, and that's a good thing because we don't want to see tornadoes with these storms at all. But if you're watching this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get right into it. So, convective outlook, the mesoscale discussion, what's happening here. Severe thunderstorm watch number 532, winds 55 to 70 miles per hour and up to an inch and a half, not inch and a half, inch and a quarter of hail is possible for these areas as we get into that. So what are we looking at here? If we look at our model here, we can just look at a live model. No, let's look at a live radar here from Jacksonville, Florida. As you can see, we're having severe thunderstorms. Look at Valdosta having those special weather statements. And we can switch this over to Tallahassee, actually, and this will give us a better look of what's happening here. This is going to be the radar out of Tallahassee, and you can see some of these strong storms as you get around Bainbridge. As you get north of Tallahassee, you have a strong storm there. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Monticello, and these will just continue, as you can see, within that mesoscale outlook. So many areas are under severe thunderstorm watch here for northern parts of Florida and southern Georgia. And that's something we have to look out for. So HRRR model for the rest of this afternoon. This is what we're looking at, and we are going to do the 18th. Probably haven't loaded all the way, but rest of this afternoon, expect strong to severe storms, and that might have been into our Thursday. That's Wednesday. Okay, strong to severe storms. As we get into Thursday, we start clearing up, and then a rinse and repeat Thursday night that we've been talking about in the first video. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. But rinse and repeat, and then as you can see here, we have sort of a storm system that's starting to build up here. Well, shower and thunderstorm activity. Look, as we get into Saturday, we could have something happening here. As you can see, areas of Alabama into areas of Georgia. What could we have there? And that's going to lead us. That's going to be our RFS. I think I said HRRR, but this was probably our RFS. Speaking of what's going to be happening in the days to come, we're going to look at the GFS model in just a second here. And here's a look at the GFS model here as we have here. Showers and thunderstorms. This is reflectivity. Let's go to that. Shower and thunderstorm activity gets here as we get into Thursday. Shower and thunderstorm activity continues to roll on through. But then Saturday, we have something interesting that happens here as we get. As you can see, there's shower and thunderstorm activity as you get to areas of southern Georgia and northern Florida. But look what the Euro does here for a second. It shows as we get towards Saturday, we just have moisture popping up all over the place. Now, we still have that low pressure around areas of Chicago. Bring that back into moisture towards areas of northern Alabama and northern Mississippi. This could actually spark what is to be another severe weather threat. Probably slight risk depending on how strong it gets. But look at all of that shower and thunderstorm activity as we get into the early weeks of August. I mean, I can't believe that we're talking about August already. August is going to be Saturday. That's going to be the August 1st. So as we get into our first full week of August, we're going to be having shower and thunderstorm activity that will be occurring for areas of the Carolinas. And that's something we got to watch out for. Shower and thunderstorm activity for multiple areas. And then the pattern supports the favorability of just constant rain. This is what the Euro is showing. Rain, rain, rain the entire way. And that's what seems to be happening in the southeastern United States. So we could expect a lot of rain to happen. As far as the Weather Prediction Center, we're forecasting a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity. As we get into the northeast, you still have that moderate risk because of that summertime nor'easter. Tuesday, shower and thunderstorm activity, and then into Friday, and then into Saturday. Look, you can see that risk of that shower and thunderstorm activity start to set up. Slight risk starting to show up in areas of northern Alabama, areas of far northwestern Georgia, areas of Tennessee, Kentucky. We're seeing it develop here, and it's showing right here. Now we are having a flood threat in the west, but specifically this storm system, you see the slight risk already popping up from the Weather Prediction Center here as we get into the Storm Prediction Center, which is our convective outlook, as we get into, let's see, Saturday, we're at low prediction for Saturday, but as we get into day 3, we start seeing the middle parts of the country set up and that probabilistic popping up for those parts of the country. So that's something we got to watch out for. National Hurricane Center not showing anything for the Atlantic and the western parts. We do have a few storms out there. Actually, we have one storm out there that's a Category 2 hurricane. And then we have a typhoon. I believe this is a typhoon over here, right? Yeah, we have a super typhoon Dolphin over here. So not much going on in the lower 48 or really almost the entirety of the United States. We're starting to calm down. We have that nor'easter that's happening. We're going to be having a wet weather pattern that shows up here in just a few seconds. The tropics are quiet. They really are. Above average temperatures expected for August 4th through August 8th. That's what the Climate Prediction Center is showing us from August 6th to 12th. Above average temperatures for a majority of the country. In the lower 48, we're not expecting any below average temperatures all the way up to August 12th. As we do get the monthly outlook of August, we do have below average temperatures starting to show up in the north. And we might as well look at the temperatures of what's going on here just to get an idea. We're going to use the Euro here and show temperatures because it's been hot out there lately. A lot of areas could be expecting above average temperatures as we get into this heat wave that we've talked about. But eventually the heat is going to calm on down, and we're going to start to see areas start developing that not below average, but we are expecting above average, but start calming down from the heat that we have going on, because the heat has just been a lot lately, and finally we can start to calm down on that extreme heat, specifically in areas like Texas and the southern states. So as you can see, hot temperatures expected, hot all across areas of the west, but we finally start to calm down as we get into areas of August. But then you see areas here, look at the northern sections of the country, and I know you guys are excited about this after this heat has been showing up lately. Areas of the northern sections of the country are going to start cooling down as you get into the western areas. 60 degrees possible. That those temperatures are still going to start kicking in for just a second there. They're going to continue to kick in, but you can tell that we're starting to sort of cool down in areas of the Midwest. You can tell that in the South, most definitely we're starting to cool down because we've had extreme temperatures. Look here in the areas of Georgia. We're finally starting to see those extreme reds, and those whites are starting to turn in to maybe some yellows and some oranges. So that's what we want to see. My name is Michael, here to update you on the latest. I'll see you out there in the weather community. Have a great rest of your Wednesday and stay safe. I'll see you out there in the weather community.